Hello and welcome to the RaidzBank podcast. My name is Hoyt, and I am back, and I am joined by Poplo and Heartless. How are you, boys?
Doing well. Welcome back.
Very well. Nice to be back with the trio.
Yeah.
Full house.
The terrible threes, the three musketeers, whatever you want to call us.
Yes.
So today's episode will be about the boat combat fixes. We know you guys love sailing, so now we're gonna go through that pretty quickly so everyone is up to date and hopefully they're improving the skill everyone loves to hate on. And then we've got some fun viewer questions and maybe even more. So first off, a little bit of housekeeping. Start out every episode with what we've been up to. Mr. Heartless, would you like to start us off?
Yes. So as you know, I am taking part in I was going to say RaidzBank bingo, the TNL bingo. Our friends over at TNL are hosting a disgusting 10-day bingo. And
10 days.
10
Damn.
days. I signed up and I got drafted onto Michael and Oxy's team, who are the hosts of XP Waste. So
Favoritism.
it's very
Rigged.
Yeah, I think if we win, it's going to be called rigged. And I have to say, this weekend, you know, you get feelings about bingo teams when you've played like 20 of them. I was like, I don't know, our luck has been pretty bad. You know, great characters on the team, but the luck, it was looking pretty horrific. And then it's Wednesday now, so just so you guys know, this will come out on Monday, so it's, I guess, 5 days. We're recording it in advance, but yeah, it's been a pretty good last couple of days, I have to say. I took my friend Steel Beams and other friend Fizzle. We went to some chambers together. We ran 3 CMs and we got back to back purples.
Oh my goodness.
Nice. Back.
And it was his, one of the guys' first couple CMs. I think he was like number 5 and 6 for him, and he got 20,000 points in the first 2 raids, which is very low for those of you who don't know the point system. And he pulled the 2 purples, Ancestral Robe Top and Dragon Hunter Crossbow. Not even mini ones.
Damn.
He pulled some
Nice.
He pulled some fat drops, so
Iron?
that was pretty cool.
Iron
and then
Man?
I pulled the Dex on the 3rd one. No, they were both mains.
Okay.
So we made like 180 mil in an afternoon. So it was a great start to Chambers, and then we moved on to Theater of Blood later in the week. We ran like a couple, and it hadn't been going well. And then we decided to send like 2, 3-man teams, and the other team pulled a purple. My friend Accelerate, who's on the team, and then a guy called Jack on our team. He yanked the pet, which counts as like a tile. So we got like giga lucky.
Very nice.
And then immediately after, I went to sleep, and then the boys ran a 300 Toa. Nice, like, comfy, warm-up Toa, you know? Guess what they got?
Shadow.
Yeah, Tumakin Shadow.
No way.
In Oxy's name as well, yeah.
Oh!
Oxy, hell yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, so, some podcast favoritism there. So Big Oxy pulling it in front of 2 Iron Man, of course. Mains win again.
Mains win
Do you
again.
know if that was his first Shadow?
I think it's his first one because there was a collection log pop-up, so that was big.
Let's go, dude.
And then they ran the back-to-back and pulled Missouri Chaps. So it's been going well for us. I have to say, I think our fortunes are turning.
Holy.
Our team's called The Herd. We all changed our profile pictures to cows, which is why mine right now is a cow with a twisted bow, if you didn't notice.
Oh, I love it.
But it's been great fun. Like the vibes have been, for me, like winning bingos is, like, I like being competitive and I like grinding and stuff, but for me, like, definitely the vibes are what it's all about. And this team has had great vibes, so I've really enjoyed it.
It's like streamer luck, but podcaster luck.
Dude, honestly, I've never really had, maybe 1 or 2 teams, but mostly every team I've ever been on has been good vibes.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say you've never had streamer luck. I was like, I think I remember the one time you streamed.
Yeah, 2 metamorphic dusts. So yeah, that's been me. I got a few drops, but like standard bingo stuff, like a Void Wicker Gem and like spears. Nothing like massively noteworthy.
What day is it over?
It's over on Sunday. So by the time the next pod comes out, next time we record,
spoilers.
I'll have the rest of the story, and I can tell you where we placed and things. And I've been chatting to Oxy Michael, and hopefully we can work something out to get them on to kind of go over it and have a little chat with them to see how things are going at XP Waste. So yeah, should be good.
So how many teams are there? Do you know?
There's 17 teams of 20, so I think there are 340 players, which is about 4 times the size of our bingos. We get around 100, or maybe just under.
So out of 17, what place are you gonna bet you came in? We'll see if you're right.
Right now, I think we're top 3, given our raids luck.
Damn. I thought you started out saying you guys weren't great.
Nice.
No, but we've had insane voice chat presence. And one of the things is you can see the other voice chats. Like, I think we're dominating in the ring of voice chat presence, like with a few other teams. And I think like it's generational raids luck that you just don't get that very often on a team. Like usually you're just stuck at raids, like sending and sending for hours and hours, getting nothing or purples you don't need. We just got everything we needed immediately. So I think that's like really set us up. I would say top 3 at the moment.
All right.
First day, I would have said middle of the pack, but things change.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll have the live bet line going.
Yep.
Yes.
Poplo's a bookie.
Yeah, Poplo, what have you been up to? And we'll get to Hoyt last because he's we've missed him for a couple weeks here. So,
not too much since last recording. I mean, yeah, it's only been a couple days since we recorded an episode, but still at Winter Todd. I'll have quite a few permits to pull by the end of this session, so that'll be nice. See if I can get something, and then
another pet.
Yeah, hopefully another pet. It's always the goal. And then I don't know. I'm really excited this week. There's been some really fun events that I'm helping to facilitate, and so we will see. They will both be closed by the time this episode comes out, but we've got the TOB workshop this week on Saturday. So that's super exciting. I think we're pretty much filled up, and I think we've pretty much got a team for everyone. Like, I think things have worked out really well. So I'm super excited for that. It'll be really fun just to get everyone in the clan, get together. Kind of same with you. Next podcast, I can do a little bit of a rundown of how it all went, kind of go a little bit more in depth with it. And then I'm also running that March Madness bracket challenge that we talked about last week. So that'll be
very popular in the Discord.
Yeah, that'll be yes, that's right. I'm trying to earn the love of all the listeners and everyone in the Discord.
And there's some big prizes on the line.
The big prizes.
Free vasectomy if you win.
That's right. Oh, just wait till chest room,
whether
right?
you want it or not. Yep.
Yep. Whether you want it or
awesome.
Not. So yeah, not too much outside of that, just work.
Okay.
Yeah.
And if you want to be a part of Poplo's amazing events, make sure you join our Discord. Link is in the description, and there's an events channel in there, as well as a bunch of others. You can connect with the community.
Yep.
As far as myself.
Oh, real quick though. I sent out 2 pings this week, and that was big for me because we don't normally ping people, but people weren't too upset. I was pretty proud of. I didn't get a ton of negative reactions.
Were you shaking and sweating?
Yeah, I was, dude. Well, because when you hit ping everyone, then it gives you the little notification, like, are you sure you want to do this?
Little Pepe ping emote. I hit you with a Pepe ping.
Yeah, but I got almost as many hearts as I did the ping. So
I mean, it is a very cool event. Like, we've been looking forward to something like this, I think, in the clan for a while. So.
Yeah, like I said, the events will be closed by the time the episode comes out. So definitely come hang out and catch the next one too. I've been cooking. So
it's pretty safe to ping people if Tob is in the first sentence.
Yeah, exactly.
Probably they won't care.
Yeah. All right, go ahead. Wait, what have you been doing?
And the PvM bracket, like, people are gonna like that too. Now, if you did a skilling bracket, then like
Hoyt's next idea here.
Yeah. Skill of the year.
Skill of the year.
Most EHP in what would Hoyt's tactic be here? Hunter for the year. Wins a bond.
Yeah. EHP. Yeah.
Wins a solitary bond.
I've spent the last 3 or 4 nights editing, like 5 or 6 hours each. So episode 2 is like complete. I just have to do like an outro and maybe tweak the intro. So hopefully by the time everyone's listening to this, it should be out on YouTube. Completion %. And yeah, I'm really excited. Nervous. I'm hoping it like lives up to the success that the first one did. You never know if the first one just like hit the algorithm hard or if I waited too long, but it seems like a month.
What were the views like on the first one?
It's around 35K now.
Oh,
Just
that's
crazy.
so sick. Like,
Yeah, it's nuts. So now it's easy to get it. It's hard to keep it. So gotta see how this goes, but I would love to do weekly, but unfortunately I have a dirty thing called a job.
Boo.
And that makes it hard to both play 40 hours a week and edit 20 hours a week. So anyways, hopefully like I can do maybe like 15 high quality videos a year, whatever, we'll see. Yeah, that's what I've been up to. Been playing that. I start my grad school up tomorrow night, so it's really a good sign. When I checked Blackboard, the professor put nothing in there, so you just show up like with, a pen and a paper, smiling. Sometimes the professors will like, you need to read chapter 1, so
yeah, guns blazing on day 1.
Mm-hmm. And it's like a data management or something. So I'm hoping it's a cool class. And yeah, that's all I've been up to that I can think of.
Very nice.
Now's the time where I will tell you we have a Patreon where you can support us for as little as $3 a month. If Patreon is not your thing, consider listening to a quick word from our sponsors, maybe even a Spanish grocery store. All right, welcome back, and thank you for listening to Quick Word or for fast forwarding. We're just glad you're here. So today, or this week, we got a update finally about the ship combat for sailing. When sailing came out, this was kind of a common complaint. People didn't enjoy sailing, and they had problems with the cannonballs. Iron Men are like, I'm not using my high-level cannonballs because clearly they're going to change something. So if you got 99 sailing, it wasn't common for you to have. It was common for you to have only gotten like 5 dragon cannonballs or 15. So just something's just something's off. So boat combat fixes. Jagex said this is not a massive content update, but it's a series of small quality of life improvements. And coming up next, we're going to get some NPC boats. So we can do some NPC boat combat. Heartless, Poplo?
This is a pretty huge change to boat combat, though, overall.
Like massive rework.
So it's like fundamentally changing. Well, it's really all they did was just, remove the throttle on damage. That's basically it. But we're going to go through the blog. I'm
looking forward to fighting some pirates later on, though. Trying to think of what else they can put on a boat for boat. I said NPC boats will come next.
Maybe they'll let us actually sink that charter ship that blocks you going between the ports.
The one that runs you over.
Yes.
Yeah. That'll be good. All right, so up first we have cannons. They are rebalanced to now fire more slowly, but each shot will be more impactful. This is good because it will mean you use fewer cannonballs per hour. You're just slower, do more damage. And you can now build 2 cannons on the same side of your sloop. You used to have to put one on the left and right and like wiggle back and forth left to right to attack something in front of you. It was dumb. I'll admit, I kind of liked it. It was kind of fun, but it was obnoxious as hell. So it's going to feel more like RuneScape where you can just sit there. You can have 2 on the same side, just point it the right way and chill.
Okay,
up next, we have...
You can still only build 2 max, though?
Only 2 max, yep.
Okay.
There will be 4 spots now, 2 on each side, but you pick 2.
I see. Okay.
Total. Yeah.
Not building 4 cannons. That would be the buff we need, man. Then you could go through cannonballs 4 times as fast.
I mean, to be fair, this is going to be the buff that we need once we get to the big one.
So we have a new facility called the Ballistic Attractor. This is something a lot of people were theorizing and putting out on YouTube and Reddit and whatnot. So it's a facility with a new spot on your boat, so you don't have to delete anything. Before, they were kind of saying you might have to remove something, and we were pissed. So there are 2 new spots so that you can put a new cannon, you can put a new facility, and it will recover 60% of the cannonballs you fire. So massive. You can build a facility by speaking to Ava after animal magnetism, and it will require 50 sailing, 44 construction. It'll need some mahogany planks, water runes, law runes, lead, steel bars. The simple, normal things everything else requires. And they also improved the rates at which you can get cannonballs from thieving, salvaging, and killing NPCs. So overall,
really nice.
massive.
Wait, I have a question for you because you're probably a little bit more up on boat management. Do you think you'll need another boat now, like a third boat for combat? So like one for trawling, one for like speed, which is irrelevant, and then one for I guess also salvaging. Would you need 4 boats? Like how many boats do you need to like get a max efficiency or like be set up for all the different activities with sailing?
I hope I'm right, because I think nothing changes. I think your salvaging and your cannon boat will be the same.
Okay, that's
I'm
good.
hoping.
So nothing changes, even though we can like put them both on one side?
Yeah, because they're adding 2 spots. I'll have to go look, but I will be upset if we have to build a whole new boat to have. I like that
that makes sense.
cannon and salvaging was on one boat.
Also, can't your speed boat, your skiff, also be your salvaging one too? Or
No, because you can only put one
It
hook
can't, because
on
you
there.
can put one hook. You need 2 hook spots, one for the crew.
Yeah, but
Didn't
I
you
thought
do
that I was
99
on the-
at salvaging, or were you a Gwyneth, or were you a dirty
I was not.
Gwyneth glider?
I mean, maybe I'm tripping, but I thought I was
so
on
I
the
thought-
skiff.
yeah,
the
so
whole
you
time,
stay-
but maybe not.
No, you're on the
Okay.
sloop is the big
okay.
one. The skiff is the mini one.
Yeah,
That's what
because
I
I don't even know. Can you have the sorting? You can have a sorting table. I think you can only have
You
one.
can have a table.
hook.
You just can't have. Yeah, you can only have one. You can only have one hook, which is like cuts your XP by like half,
Yeah.
essentially.
So, for anyone who hasn't really
Okay, that's good
trained
news. Good
sailing,
news, good
you will
news.
have a raft only for the charting task, because there's a few small rivers you can only get through. So you could delete it, but I think you should just keep it in case they add new things that whatever.
What if they added like a raft only course?
Oh yeah, that'd be sick. I built the highest level raft just because it looks cool.
Same. It looks so
it's really
cool.
fun to sail on too.
It doesn't take much either to
Yeah.
build, so.
And then you'll have the skiff, which is going to be your Gwyneth Glide, your water agility boat. It's just the fastest one. You don't want anything on there except like your crystal generator, your teleport focus, and like that's it. And then you'll have 2 of the big boat, the sloop. You'll have one for salvaging and combat. So you have cannons and salvaging hooks. And then a final one for deep sea trawling, the fishing activity, if you want to do that.
If that's a very big if, right?
if.
So only if you're an Iron Man or a clogger.
So very good. Up next, they made the Ancient Furnace, which is the new Cannonball smithing location. They made it easier by improving the pathing. Apparently, there's like a skeleton in the way that just made it a pain to run around. I haven't done this Cannonball method because part of the reason people like Cannonballs is because it's AFK, and this makes it super not AFK. So I don't know, have either of you two tried the new furnace?
No, I've heard about it though. This is the one on like Grim, whatever that island is called.
Grimstone. Yeah,
but
something.
I think okay. So what I heard about it was that it's like same what you were saying. It's way less AFK, and it's only like 30% better or something. Like it's a lot more work.
So trash.
For you're hardly getting any more reward out of it. So I have just heard that it's not even worth it.
Dude, honestly, now with all these changes, and I eventually go for like the boat upgrades and stuff, if that's something I look into doing, I'm just gonna use mithril cannonballs, like buy them from the store.
That's another problem is just buying.
And I think, yeah, but that, or I would just use like shitty cannonballs and like really just use myself to deal with the damage. Like I don't mind being a bit slower and not like wasting my time making these. The only way I would ever make like dragon cannonballs or rune cannonballs was if it was AFK enough to be worth it, and there was like some big boss that you desperately needed them for.
Yeah, I might be overthinking this, but I'm still like not interested in using the high level cannonballs because I'm convinced a few years down the line there will be a difficult PvM boss that you use cannonballs, and there's gonna be a pet
I agree.
and a rare drop, and we're gonna laugh at everyone who used their dragon cannonballs in 2026 on useless ass
on
mobs.
Like vampire kraken to get your boat.
It seems like dragon arrows and darts for Iron Man, where you just don't use them unless you know you should use them, and that's usually like Inferno or your hard mode top. I don't even know where to use them. I just know not to. Where do you use your dragon arrows?
Heartless.
Yeah.
Me? I use them at challenge mode chambers, Inferno, Coliseum, basically anything that's hard. And hard mode Tob, and that's it. Everywhere else, I don't really use them. And during bingos, I'll probably break them out once in a while. But I do have enough that it's like not that bad. But yeah, Doom as well. I bring them as a switch for wave 8+.
Oh my goodness.
Come on. Well, it's because the grubs like eat them like guaranteed or whatever. There's that weird bug with them. So they like, if you use them on grubs, they absolutely mow through your dragon arrows. Like I think I used 5,000 in the first week. And I was like, what's going on my stack?
That's all of mine.
I know. It was bad. So I have 15k left. I went really dry Duke, so I did okay on Dragon Arrow. But yeah,
well, you
just got to be conservative.
They're coming out with that new skilling method to make them, but it'll probably be terrible and annoying. But
you're right. Like I think cannonball wise, sailing wise, waiters will win again. Like anything in this game, the longer you wait, the easier, the better things will be. And I think with sailing, there's no real reason to go and upgrade anything at the moment. I think if you just wait, it's gonna become easier and easier.
Yeah.
That's my personal philosophy on this situation.
I'm wondering maybe this is an investment opportunity. You think Dragon Cannonballs have bottomed out?
No.
Not anymore.
Well, this is a long-term Diamond Hand situation if you're going for this, because like they're not going to be good until multiple years in the future when they come out with a sailing boss after we've given it some breathing room, you know.
They're about to go down in price because people will need fewer of them.
Okay, that is true.
They'll keep 60% of them.
That is true. Okay, so let them bottom out here for a little bit and then invest.
Yes.
Yeah. That's
okay.
Yeah. And like we said before, they did tweak the amount that are going to come into the game. They hopefully should be a bit more common, so we'll see like where the price falls. But I give it a while before making investments. But
definitely,
I don't know.
I'm not also one to give market advice because I am terrible. So
you bad at the market calls?
Yeah, I've already said on here how many hundreds of mil I lost on farm orbs trying to buy those years ago. So
do you have any do you guys have any investments right now?
No.
I'm all in on bonds, and I didn't realize. Oh, I'll tell that story. I think I've told this before. Good old friend of the pod, Cosmonaut. Back when bonds...
Never trust him with money advice.
Oh no, this is not a good
He'd
story.
tell you the same thing. I think I've told this one, but back when, in 2021 or something, back when bonds were 7 mil each, I was like, you know what? I'm going to quit my main, do this Iron Man. Do you think I should just buy bonds? They should be like inflation protected, right? He's like, nah, don't do that, you know? And I was like, okay, yeah, that was a dumb idea. You're right. And fast forward, they're now 14, 15 mil or something. They doubled. So I bought a bunch of bonds around like 13.5 mil. So I've made a little bit. What I failed to realize is you have to pay a million GP to trade them again.
Yep.
What the hell?
I don't know.
That ruined my investment. So I think I'm like even now that I've paid the fee, which was stupid. So I'm still holding on to them.
It's kind of janky.
Now that greedy Jagex has raised the USD value on them.
Oh God, yeah.
But All right.
Poplo, you have any big investments? Because I have one that I'd like to share.
I don't have any. No.
Yeah. My friend Pump and I, we went in hard on horns from Yama.
Oh yeah.
I have 100.
100.
I have 100 horns. I have 100 horns. Yeah, I bought them for 3 mil each.
That's it.
So I spent 300 mil.
That's not bad.
Yeah, and I don't know what they're at now, but I think they're still like around there. They're pretty cheap.
Yeah, they're at 4.
They're 4. Okay, we're up 100 mil.
Yeah.
But I'm usually like okay at finding things, but I never hold on long enough because I need the things for split money because my alt doesn't have enough money. At one point I bought 24 Elder Malls for 8 mil.
I remember
maybe
that.
9 mil a piece. And then I sold them for 20 mil, so I doubled my money, but I should have waited longer because they went up to what, like 150 on when the thing came out? Yeah, that's crazy. You hate to see it.
Yeah.
Another one I think, okay, this is an interesting one. What do you guys think about Lily of the Sands? That's something I would consider investing in if I was a main, maybe.
Why?
Because if they ever release overloads, I don't know if they would. Surely Manaphyte Brew would be part of it because it gives you that like tick back up, and that's like the only item that currently does it in the game.
Huh. I did not know
it's
actually what they were
speculative.
That's what lilies are for. They're for Manaphyte Brews, which are like a really niche item.
They probably come with this Sophonim. Not Sophonim. What's Minophos? Yeah.
They come from what's it called?
UA.
Tombstone Mascot.
Oh, okay. So it is called Minophos is the undeveloped part that people are saying like it's got to be an expansion soon at some point. So maybe when they drop Minophos, they'll drop the overloads into the game, and that's right next to TOA. So, yeah, I could see it.
Yeah, potentially. It's a bit of a gamble. Also, it's like probably so far away, but at this point, like probably at least 2 or 3
also,
years.
Yeah.
I mean, they're like it's super cheap, right? Aren't they like 70 GP or something?
I don't know what they cost, but anyways, this is thinking.
I don't know.
So that would be my other. If anyone wants to take my thoughts, you go on that one.
1.7
Lilies. Oh, it's pretty expensive actually.
Damn.
You never know. Timestamp it. 1.7K.
Interesting.
Okay, we move on from this. I've distracted us sufficiently.
Okay, like I said, not one to give financial advice, so
Yeah.
don't take my word.
All right. So, Monsters at Sea. There was a damage cap on player damage to NPCs in the water. So when you were wearing full crystal, and attacking a monster off your boat with a bofa, you would hit like 3, 4, 5. I don't remember the max, but it was single digit numbers from what I remember. And they have removed that, so you just hit your normal amount based on their defense and whatnot. However, they've also increased the health of the monsters so that the kills per hour roughly stay the same. Now, I don't know what they're basing that on. Maybe max gear, like most people were shadowing everything because there is no magic defense or something. But overall, this should feel a lot better. It looked silly and it felt terrible to wear your best gear and hit a 3. It's something just felt off.
Really dumb. It was really dumb.
Yeah. So
Okay, so how does this make
nothing
things
else
better?
changes? It feels
they're
better.
saying it's going to be the same. Like if the things are just going to have like 1,000 HP now.
How does this make it different? Like, what's it matter?
It's still going to be slow as hell to get through it.
It'll feel better though, because part of the game is just the feeling. So if all of your scythe swings in Tob were a 4 instead of a 40, you probably wouldn't like Tob as much. Maybe.
I guess, but if the monsters only had 10 HP, like
that wouldn't be so bad. Then we'd be hitting big damage.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think this is one where we're gonna have to test it out with the new canon changes for it to feel like to give any insight on it, because the blog doesn't really give us all the answers. Unfortunately.
And they're not the best at balancing, so I don't know if they base that on someone with a Bofa or someone with a T-bow. You know?
And I also see why can't they just make it a little bit easier, because it sucked to get a bunch of those items. Like the monsters were so tanky.
Yeah, I'm guessing just economy, but I don't know.
economy for a separate game mode that no one currently
A
plays.
separate game mode is crazy.
What do you mean?
What? That's what sailing is.
Calling it a separate game mode.
Sailing is a separate. It's a separate game mode. It has nothing to do with the main game. You could play the entire main game aside from maxing, and sailing has nothing to do with it.
For now.
I guess a couple quests.
For now.
Yeah, you're right. For now.
But yeah,
We've said this before.
Yeah.
We've said it
know.
before.
they had to do that too.
For now.
Otherwise, people would freak out. You can't do Tom until
And they
you're
were- yeah.
sailing to Mauritania.
Yeah, you have to actually sail between the rooms in the new raid. You don't actually use boat combat, but you do. It's a Venice themed raid.
Hell
Themed.
yeah.
Hey, that's my idea.
And then
That's what I said. I said
Yeah.
make boats good again.
it's like
at
a
Raids
Make
4.
Tempestus,
boats-
Tempestus
yeah.
raid.
Wow.
All right.
Okay.
So they did that, and then the dwarf multi-cannon will not work on monsters at sea. This is good. Apparently, you used to be able to use it. And looting dead monsters is much faster now. You just have to throw a net,
Thank
wait a bunch of ticks.
Christ.
It was terrible. So I don't know how much faster, but they said significantly faster, removed the delay to loot, which is great for bounties. So
Okay, that's nice. I mean, that'll speed up your kills per hour because then you're getting back on the monsters faster.
True.
yeah, so then they raised the health another 20,000 in order to make up for that.
Yeah. yeah.
Shut the hell up, boy.
The bait.
The Vampire Kraken's about to go and win this March Madness bracket Poplo made. 40,000 HP.
Kraken, what would kill Moro?
One kill an hour.
Speaking of Kraken, we have a new one just for Poplo, the Veiled Kraken. So in the Tangled Kelp, which is in like the bottom left of the map, I believe, and that's where you do your merchant salvage, right?
Oh yeah, spent a lot of time there.
Yeah, and I hit the rocks there a lot and got attacked by crap. Oh yeah. There is now a new sea monster called the Veiled Kraken. You can get a task for them at level 80 at Port Tyrus. You can kill them off task too, I'm sure. It has a high magic defense and is very weak to heavy ranged. It also drops the Dragon Cannon Barrel and Inky Paint. This adds an active way to go for the Dragon Cannon Barrel. Before, you had to get it through salvaging, which was obnoxiously difficult to get. It's like 1 in 20k or 1 in 16k. So, I think this is awesome. I'm looking forward to it as someone who needs at least one for the collection log. So,
I don't know what the problem is. I got
Cool.
5 of them when I was salvaging, so
5?
I don't know.
Wow, but I got
the
one
issue is.
right at the end. They're so rare. They're so
You said
rare.
you got one, Heartless?
I think I looted about 45,000 salvage, so I should have gotten. I think 2 is basically the average of
Yeah.
what people get, but yeah, I only got 1.
Damn.
Which is better than nothing. I mean, obviously, I've always said I don't really have any plans on pursuing sailing
Yeah.
any further until it becomes relevant. Maybe if I'm like, I think maybe on Slayer tasks, I'm gonna go for the speedy boat because it's only 300 nails, which shouldn't take too long. It's like 1,000 dragons. It's like 5 tasks. Or
Oh,
something.
for Frost Dragon.
So I think that's like yeah, for Frost Dragons. I think that's like a reasonable goal for me at this point of my account, especially.
Yeah, the Rosewood
But
one.
Going for a sloop and killing like 12,000 Frost Dragons on task
Hell
seems
no.
like something I really
my
don't.
God.
Seems like something I really don't want to do just to like speed up my big boat like a little bit.
Yeah.
So I'm probably gonna give that a miss, especially if they ever came out with another boat, like another tier of boat. It would feel really awful. Like they haven't left much design space there
Yeah.
to increase
The
its
yacht.
power.
Bring out the yacht, dude.
The yacht,
party
that's
boat.
right.
All right. There is a new fire at will setting. So formerly you had to tell your crewmates specifically like what to attack. You would click the eyeball and then attack the mob and then turn it off and it would keep attacking. So now
So janky.
yeah, it was bad. So now there's just a setting. If they're in range and they can be attacked, they will be attacked. However, they will only attack for 10 minutes straight and then they'll take a break. And all you have to do is click the button. So you can't 6-hour log great white sharks or whatever.
Mm.
I love me a good 10-minute AFK. I'm cool with this. You will burn through your cannonballs this way, but that's fine because you're killing stuff.
Well, you won't get the loot though either, will you?
Well, I guess you'd have to
you
click
gotta
on the bodies.
Yeah, you gotta shoot
Yeah,
'em.
that's true. Yeah, I didn't think of that. I'm not sure how long
Hoyt
till
just wants to see.
despawn.
Hoyt just wants to AFK for the carnage. Just see all the dead great white sharks.
You need
what?
wait.
You get
A
sailing
big fuck you
XP.
to sailing from Hoyt. That's what he wants.
You got the Ballistic Attractor, you need the Beat Attractor to harvest the sharks for you
Oh,
automatically.
Yeah, that'll be good. Very good. There's a few quality of life fixes or bug fixes. Big surprise here, guys. The Keg of Whirlpool Surprise, which gives a +2 invisible sailing bonus, was bugged in more places. They fixed this thing like 5 times. Whoever was in charge of coding it, let me talk to him.
It just
This
wasn't
thing
working.
was bugged.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it wasn't working. I don't know where. They didn't specify, but several places. When it came out, I don't think it didn't work at all for the Barracuda trials, which was the only place people were leveling, like till 73 or whatever.
Wait, but it's invisible, so it wouldn't.
So you didn't know.
But it
But,
wouldn't work.
oh
at
no,
trials.
I'm thinking of the one that's bonus XP. Okay.
Yeah, that's.
So this one's just +2 invisible. So you'd use it for salvaging so
Yeah.
that you have a higher chance. Yeah.
Yes.
So
Like Dragon
Not a good
Axe spec or whatever, or Dragon Pickaxe spec.
yeah.
Basically.
Or the ring from Shooting Stars.
Yeah, Celestial. Yeah,
Mining.
Celestial Ring or Celestial Signet.
Yeah.
Basically something
Cool.
like that.
And up next, there are going to be fewer interruptions to the character when your ship is under attack. I remember distinctly like trying to do something with my boat and a shark attacking me and just perma stunning me, so I couldn't like put stuff in my cargo hold. I don't remember what I was trying to do. I think I was trying to talk to a crewmate, tell him to stop or something, and I just couldn't
Stun lock.
because
Oh,
it was just ragging me. It was annoying.
Yeah, you can't salvage, you can't do anything. You can't even teleport, can you? Or did they change that too? Like you couldn't
No,
teleport out of combat.
I don't think you would either. You'd leave your boat stranded. I don't know. But there should be less of that. So that was everything I wrote down for the boat combat fixes. I'll give my overall opinion. We'll go around the table. I think this is good. I like, even if the time to kill is similar, I like just doing normal damage. We've spoken about it with the wilderness and stuff. I hate arbitrary changes to combat around the game. It's confusing for new players, even for veterans. Outside of that, I like that they are trying to fix the Cannonball situation. I think it's always been awkward and weird, and like Heartless said, you can just go buy mithril cannonballs at the shop, world hop every reset. Why wouldn't you do that? So that's how I feel. Overall, I think it's a Jagex W. We'll wait and see what everyone thinks, and I won't form an opinion till No Monkey does, and then I'll copy him. Poplo, what do you think of the blog?
Wait, I got a quick question. Let go if we jump back first. Okay, so cannonballs, they hit harder, but they're slower, right? So does that mean that they're more powerful now? Did we skip?
Yes.
Did we skip over that? Because their range strength is higher.
Nope, they hit harder.
No,
That's how they
that's
attack.
like they hit harder because they attack
Okay,
slower.
so it's like even after that. You just okay.
Yes.
Well,
in
I mean,
theory.
I guess then my thoughts are like, does this solve like ship combat? I'm not convinced that this like
It's just a tweak
that this
to
like
it.
solves ship combat. This seems to solve cannonball issues and maybe some of the annoyance. But I mean, it didn't make it like faster or anything, which I don't know. That maybe that wasn't their goal to make it faster or feel.
Yeah.
They made it
If your problem was like kills per hour, then this didn't fix anything.
right.
But I don't know if that was people's problem. I think the problem was that it felt like shit.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, I mean, I think if
don't
that's
know.
most people's problem, then it seems like that would fix most of it. I mean, with the changes to them shooting slower and keeping cannonballs, it's probably almost double. Like you're probably like saving half your cannonballs, so your
Yeah.
stack essentially probably doubled, which has got to be really nice. I'd still, if I was an Iron, I'd still be doing the same thing that Heartless is thinking and saving my dragon cannonballs until something like
Yeah.
a raid comes out or something, some sailing boss comes out. But
Yeah.
I guess there's a pretty drastic jump, it looks like, from like Mithril to Rune cannonballs in their strength. Like how easy is it to use like Rune cannonballs? Or is any Iron Man using any of
Not,
Rune or
it's-
Adamant? Can you buy those?
No, why would you? That's like rune ore is like a great source of pure cash, and
It's
there's
really
way better things to
hard
spend
to
it
get
on.
too.
Hard to get.
You get it from PvM, but that's it.
Yeah.
So like you can't farm it. You like everyone has a
Like,
big stack
yeah.
of it, but it doesn't replenish.
That's all you have.
Gotcha.
Yeah, Hoyt's 100% right. Like if you have a lot of rune ore, like it's because your account's old and you've PvM'd a lot.
Yeah.
You like I have think about 20,000 rune ore like in total with bars and rune. There's no chance I'm even putting 1,000 of it into cannonballs.
You need
I would rather just have slower kills.
80,000 coal to do that, but miscellany exists, so not a big deal. But
Okay. Well, I don't know. It seems okay. Maybe some of the strengths need to be the range strength could be a little bit adjusted to help for that. Like they should bump up granite cannonballs, I feel like, for range strength. Like if you've got a big stack from Grotesque Guardians, why wouldn't those be like as good as Adamant or even a little better? I don't know, they could bump that one
they've
up.
always been weird about the pre-existing steel and granite. They like don't want those to be good for some reason. It is weird. They've done polls about it.
All right, go ahead, Heartless. What are you here? Thanks.
I guess
Yeah,
I'll
finish us off
finish. I think it's hard to say, right? Because it's very vague. It doesn't really it gives us some numbers, but without testing it, we don't really know like what they've changed the monster's HP to, etc. I wonder now just what percentage of your damage will come from cannonballs versus will come from your gear. Like before it was probably 50-50. Like you basically dealt nothing with your gear. It was just like bonus damage, and your cannonballs were dealing a fair bit with 2 people at least hitting fast. So I wonder if maybe your gear will make more of a difference now. So if you're in like max with a Shadow or Tivo or like whatever, you have a Bofa, you have really good gear, then you might be dealing good damage. But, if you're like a lower level player, maybe the gap between DPS is quite a lot lower, which I guess is probably ideal. Then I would say pre-change, it didn't matter if you had a U short bow or a Shadow, you're basically dealing the same damage to the minions. So this definitely is better, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Again, though, I think it requires testing, so I'm sure we'll get back to it once we've one of us has done a grind and had a little look into the numbers.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Here's another thought. Okay, so if they adjusted the monster's HP up to account for you doing full damage, and they increased the cannonball damage to account for the slower attack speed of the cannons, would that be a nerf to cannons because the HP went up? Your cannons are still dealing the same DPS, but they have more HP now?
Yes. That's what I'm saying. So cannons deal less percentage. Like they used to be probably 50% of all DPS. I'm just pulling a number out my ass from what I did when I killed Manta Rays. Right, Hoyt? Like they were a significant part. If you weren't using both cannons, you were like partially trolling.
Yeah.
But now I think most of your DPS will come from your gear as you sit on the boat and attack the thing. So for people with really good gear, it's better for you. And cannons are more supplementary.
Okay.
Than
so not necessarily nerf, but maybe like a rebalance to shifting the percentage from one to the other. I see. Okay.
Project rebalance.
Project rebalance.
Yeah, it's probably like 70-30 that will change. Whether if you're a noob, then 70% damage comes from cannons. If you're in BIS, maybe 30% comes from cannons and 70 from you. I have no clue though. We'll have to go test it and see how this develops, until our next episode and give us an update.
Yeah.
But
I'm not going to test it, but you guys can.
I'm not going to test it, but you guys can.
I'll wait till the numbers come in, and then I still won't go do
when, what do they need to do to get you leveling sailing on your GIM?
Remove it.
I don't want to say, because I don't actually want to give them an incentive, It's one of those things where it's like...
Is it still at 1?
Huh?
Is it at 1 out of 1?
Excuse me, I have a quest cape, buddy.
Oh,
46.
Okay. So 50? Okay.
Yeah, and the only reason
That's
is
good.
because you get 45 to 46 from the quest. So
How much of that was Tears of Gothics?
honestly, like, not much.
much?
Like 2 weeks. Like, hardly anything.
Okay.
I kind of forgot
Nice.
about it for a very long time, and then I kind of busted it out. I did the first
Nice.
quests kind of as much as you could, and then I salvaged until I got to the first Barracuda trial, and then I just kind of grinded it for, I don't know, 2.5 hours, and then I was done. So
Good stuff.
I just kind of sent it, especially because I was like, this is one of the last skill requirements I need for Questcape. It was a little bit of an extra incentive. Not that I liked it,
Yeah.
but it did help me get over the finish line, I guess, of 46 sailing. real big finish line. So
Yeah. All 70,000 XP of it.
hey, 72. Shut up, man.
72.
Yeah. 72,000 more than I expected to do.
Good stuff. That wraps it up for the meat of the episode, or the first focus, maybe not the meat, for boat combat fixes. Let us know what you think in our Discord in the link below. We did take out the sailing channel. I archived it because it's been unused for a while, but let us know on the podcast channel what you think. Up next, we have some Patreon questions. So depending on what tier Patreon you support us with, you'll unlock access to the Q&A chat. You can ask us a question, and we will answer it on the pod as long as it is appropriate. We haven't had that problem, though. So
I was gonna ask.
First off,
if Hoyt's deciding what's appropriate, then anything goes.
anything. Yep. Oh, as long as it's not illegal, we're good. So,
okay. So we switched from
first off-
appropriate to illegal now, huh?
Yeah.
The lines are getting blurred here.
First off, we have a big welcome to Rune Riot 96 in the in-game tier. Thank you so much. Welcome. Hope to see you around for many months to come.
All right.
And let us know what the first question you want us to answer. And also thank you to our other in-game loyal patrons, Fru Brews, Bucha, Maytag Man, Trolley D, Mikey, and Fo Get It. We appreciate you guys. First question. This one is for you two, Heartless and Poplo. Bucha asks, it's a long one, so buckle in. Question as a semi-new PvMer. You guys are talking about the in-game pipeline, but I tried it out and I'm having trouble doing Doom and Yama and even Bandos Door Altar. I can do CG and Toa 300 invos, no insanity, but what would you recommend to learn more about the tick system, when to heal, movement, and prayer switching? Doing stuff with others is a bit hard because my English is not that good, speaking-wise. Anyways, love the episodes, keep up the good work. So, in summary, Bucha, he says he's having some trouble with Doom and Yama, but he can do like CG and 300 TOAs. What advice do you have for him to kind of break into that next level of PvM? Either one of you can start.
I've got one right off the bat. It's a pretty simple one. Okay, but I'm a big fan of like practicing outside of like where you're actually going to use stuff. So like, for example, like one tick prayer flicking, you can like practice that just like in whatever you're doing. That's not the example I'm going to use, but like you can do that just, and you can like practice it with a YouTube video or something like on the side, you know, get the timing down, stuff like that. People have also practiced like prayer flicking Jad by watching a YouTube video and doing it on your client at the same time. But the one that I would encourage you to do is not necessarily one tick flicking, but I would just encourage you to turn like Piety or something on and off when you're just doing regular PvM. And I have the plugin on RuneLite that will highlight my attack styles like in red if Piety was on, and then it's white if there's no prayer, basically. And I have it for green for range and blue for mage too if I'm praying offensively. And so what I would do just to kind of get the feel for like the tick system is like if you're using a 4-tick weapon, just turn your Piety on once and then turn it off every time you attack. And if you do it right, then your like XP drops should come up red. And so it's not like, you know, you can practice it in really low stress situations. But then it kind of helps you get the feel, and then after a while, like you can just be flicking stuff on and off, like without even thinking about it. And so I think that's one thing that I still do, like without even thinking about it, is just turning offensive prayers on when you're hitting, and then turning them off right away. So that's what I would say. And then you can leave your overhead on so you're not punished or whatever, depending on what you're doing. But that's the first thing I would say. Yeah.
Very good. I like that. Heartless, any advice you can think of?
I can add. He mentioned the word pipeline. I think that's a word I use quite often. When I talk about the endgame pipeline, I'm specifically talking about with the changes Jagex has made, like Oathplate, Eye of Iac, CG, all of these different things, it's very easy if you have experience to go from the mid game and kind of skip through significant chunks of the late game. Like, you don't necessarily need to get 87 Slayer on an Iron Man like you used to. Or if you're a main and all you want to do is like Inferno, it's like pretty easy to start to like push towards that these days, I would say. So that's when I talk about the pipeline. I mean, it's like more for like experienced players. But the reality is, if you're looking to learn higher level PvM, you just got to put in the time, and it can be frustrating, and you just need to pick something that you're interested in learning and grinding, and then send it. So Bandos is like a perfect option. Door Altar, like just watch YouTube videos and see if you can like get the hang of it. YouTube is like your best friend for learning PvM.
Yeah.
There's tons of different videos, tons of different creators out there, from like, you know, the GOAT, like No Monkey at PvM, like those kind of guys, to like even more like lower level people will still have good advice for you. And like all your PvM experience, no matter, you know, who's sort of teaching you on YouTube or giving you advice, it's all valuable. So you don't need to be doing the sweatiest methods to start. You know, you can start a little bit more simple and then work your way up. But yeah, I think Bandos was where I took my first steps into like learning the tick system, because if you don't do it properly, he punches you for a 60, and like it's you pretty quickly figure out that what you're doing is wrong. So maybe try some like 7-0 Bandos, try some Door Altar, watch a bunch of different YouTube videos. Definitely you want to get your plugins lined up. Plugins make the game so much easier, and I think more than just making the game easier and quality of life, they can help you understand it more. So the key plugin for PvM is Tile Indicator, True Tile specifically. So you need to, it's a little ugly at first, but you got to turn that on. Pick a color that you like, because you're going to see it at all times. And then when you run around, that will show you where your character is. And that's going to be essential for a lot of like endgame PvM stuff, I would say, is getting your plugins straight. And I think we should really do a plugin episode, the three of us.
Oh yeah,
that'd be great.
I'd say visual metronome is good too. You can like count the ticks above your head if you're really sweaty.
Yeah, these days there's so many different plugins that can help you with different stuff, and even us, like we're definitely old school players. I think there's still a lot of value to be found. So I think definitely getting those set up, and yeah, I would suggest Bandos personally, because I know you said you've had a hard time with it, but like some bosses are just really hard. Like I crashed out of Coliseum earlier today. I died 3 times on wave 11. Like it just some things just take a long time to get good at, right? Same with Coliseum, with Doom. I've done like wave 16 dells and the combat achievements and stuff, and I still die on wave 7. Some stuff is just really hard, and deaths are just part of it. So it'll come with time.
Very good.
Hoyt, you got any advice? As someone who's breaching that sort of gap right now? Inferno, maybe?
I'm at the same level as Bucha. I've done a few 300 without dying, and I've done CG, and I learned Bandos. What's that?
You keep going. I have one more thing to add when you're done.
The only thing I was going to add with like plugins is when I'm learning a new boss, the Tile Packs plugin is really helpful, because there's usually an icon next to the plus sign in the Tile Packs. So you type in the boss like General Gardor, and then you click on 6.0, add it, and then there's a little icon, and it'll pull up a video, sometimes by like GE Challenge, of someone using and explaining that tile pack. So it's the exact method that you now have on your screen, and they're usually like 15 seconds long. So you just watch it 10 times, you pause it,
That's sick of it.
you
I
watch
didn't know
every
that.
tick. It's cool. You can, because the tiles are the same exact, I'm able to like visualize myself a little better. But I think Bandos, I did 2,000 of them, and it's hard to learn because there's so much downtime in between attempts, and either you got it or you don't, and you're taking 60 to the face. So you can learn with like Krill, because if you mess up, you just scorching bow spec him and run around the room until the next one and you try again. But Bandos, you don't have that luxury. So
Yeah, that's not a bad idea.
what else did you have, Heartless?
I was gonna say the ultimate, once you kind of get a handle on the movement and a little bit of the prayer switching and stuff like that, I think really the thing that'll force you to get better is the Inferno. And you really just have to be mentally ready for it. If you're mentally ready to grind for several weeks and die over and over again and feel like you're making little progress, but it is something you're really ready to go for, that's going to level you up more than any other piece of content. And the amount of different resources available for the Inferno on YouTube are just incredible. So you have a lot of help and support in terms of going for it. It's just, are you mentally, do you want to take that next step up? And then once you've beat that, then you can kind of go on and learn anything with a lot more confidence, I would say.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Can I add one more thing?
Please.
No,
Okay.
we're done.
Moving on. I also think people forget that RuneScape is like a prediction game almost, where it's very, you cannot like react hardly to many things in the game, but so always like be thinking about what you're going to be doing next, like where you're going to be clicking next, what you need to do next. Okay, when you're running over here, the next thing I need to do is I need to click over here, or I need to click the boss instead of just focusing on the one thing. Thinking about what comes next and pattern recognition and getting like the feel for the rhythm and stuff. I think that's really going to help too. So overall, just keep trying, man. I mean, it's difficult, and deaths, like Heartless said, deaths are inevitable, but just keep trying. Just try to think ahead to what your next action's going to be, what your next movement's going to be, stuff like that too.
Poplo, that's a good show, because basically every game is all about knowledge. Like, do you know, especially about the enemy, like what they do, game sense, like learning, like whether it's, you know, something like Dark Souls or Elden Ring, you need to know what the enemy's patterns are to be able to defeat them. Like level 1 is knowing how your character works and, you know, your end, but then level 2 is learning how they work, and then level 3 is putting it all together. That's basically the same in any game. You know, if you're playing League of Legends, you know, there's another person on the other end, but you need to know what your character does. That's number 1. Then you need to know the matchups, like how do you match up against these people? What items do they have? There's like so many layers to it. Same goes for like, I don't know, I've been playing Slay the Spire. You know, when you recognize the patterns of the enemies and you know what your deck does, that's when you can start to like really put things together. Same with RuneScape. Especially for the more complicated bosses.
The only other advice I'd say, it's super cliche, but like, don't compare yourself to others. If like, you know, some people it takes 100 deaths, 200 deaths to do their first CG, and some people do it at 10. And same with Inferno. Some people get it in 4 attempts. Some people it takes 70 or more. So just focus on your own journey.
27 zucks just to do it. Some take more zucks than attempts that other people take, and that's just the way it goes.
Some people just be catching strays.
They just get, you know what? They get there in the end, and honestly, I have so much respect for those people who just have the mental strength to like keep
100%.
pushing through hard challenges like that.
Comparison
Big
is
respect.
the thief of joy. Focus on your own journey, and you'd be so miserable if you compared yourself to all the crazy accounts out there. So, you know, if it's taken you a while, take a break, take a step away, but come back, and it'll be okay. Some people are just gifted. What too? I mean,
it's true. Some of our friends, like we're definitely endgame players.
Some people are just crazy.
Yeah.
Even like I think I'm just so bad compared to some people that I play with. I'm like, my God, their skills, they just get things so quickly. And I can get there, but it takes me so long. Like I have no doubt that I can get like Grandmaster Helm, but it's gonna take time, and I gotta put some serious effort in to get better. But other people are just like, oh yeah, this is no problem for me. It's just, everyone's a little bit different.
Everybody looks up to other people too. Like even the best people we know look up to Port Kazard and like, holy shit, he just plays a different game, you know? And then there's some super newbie people who listen to us like, oh my god, these guys are fucking legends. Even that Hoyt shitter, you know?
He's not Hoyt shitter, dude.
You
Is
just
that
never
the
know who's out
collection
there.
log Hoyt, dude? Oh my god.
I
He's
look
just
up
in sync with the
him.
log.
I look up to that Hoyt guy.
Yeah.
Me too. Hoyt, people have told me they enjoy your voice, so they like sleeping to the podcast.
I do like that, yeah.
With
I've gotten a lot of the
with
monotone
that big
comments.
monotone voice.
But here's the funny thing. I worked in
you can't change it.
TV as a producer, and I tried out to be on TV as like a journalist, like the news guy at the car crash scene, you know?
Yeah.
And they're like, you have everything, you know, you can edit, you can write scripts, you can do this and that, and you have the look, and you don't have the voice. And that's where
The
it
full
died.
pack. He's
Man.
almost the full package for TV, Hoyt. He's
Yep.
just missing the voice.
I don't have, they
Shit,
do like,
that's too
they
bad.
turn on the newscaster voice, and you guys have all heard it, you know, like that they all have the same voice, that intonation, and I just don't have that talent, and that's cool.
It's tough, man. It's very tough.
Poplo, I feel like you're gonna.
Wait, you.
What's it?
Go for it.
What?
I feel like Poplo, you're gonna say something earlier, just on the PvM train. Anything?
Oh no, it's all good. My last. I was just gonna say, what's the tile game that Bodhi plays on stream, or like the click accuracy
yeah.
tile game?
Oh, yeah, dude, Bodhi, that guy's
Dude.
Is it
nuts.
called Dance or something?
I thought it was just like
Something Dance.
It's
black
just like
tile,
tile
or something.
clicker or
Yeah,
something
tile
like that.
clicker or something.
You just click on the blind. I'm sure you could like look it up on
Dude.
Google. You just basically click the tiles as fast as possible. Bodhi's
Yeah.
insane.
Do
at
some of that to increase your click accuracy, maybe too. Here. Yeah, if you're
I
missing
can't
stuff.
find it now. Interesting. All right.
You know what? There used to be this. Okay, I got
Okay,
one
all
more
right.
thing. So I was just thinking about League of Legends. I was not a very mechanically skilled player. I mean, some people could play like Lee Sin, and they were like actually.
Yeah,
good.
you're a Trindamere
But there's
player.
more. There's
You just
more.
press R.
There's more to the game. I just played the dumbest brain dead champion so that my mechanics didn't
Like
have to be on
Mercy.
point. I played Trindamere, and I would play what was my jungle main? Hecarim. They
I
were just
love
so
Hecarim.
low mechanics. It's just very simple. And I focused really heavily on like learning matchups. So Trindamere top, I knew like every single matchup, like who I was good against, what I had to do in each one, and then making decisions. So RuneScape wise, I don't know, I guess that'd be about like really going into YouTube and like learning about the fights, and rather than just ramming your head against the wall. I know that wouldn't work for me. So you got to know yourself a little bit too, I think.
That's why you played Mercy.
Okay, I'm done.
Yeah.
That's why I played Mercy, dude. Just hide behind the wall, res 5, get more LP than you'll ever lose. Game over.
And then there's
Top
people
500.
who play Genji. They don't know a single thing about any other hero, but they're so freaking
They got
gifted mechanically, it
Yeah.
doesn't matter. And then there's some
Yeah.
people who, like, I like that Winston too, like who XQC, the streamer, he played Winston because it's like one of the easier, he has a little bit harder mechanics, but it's all about game sense, positioning, where to go, when to be there. That's it.
so
I like that.
RuneScape is a little harder to play to your strengths in RuneScape because there's like a solo game like this, but
Yeah.
you know, still knowing yourself is good. And like, if it takes you time to learn things,
There's
then
no
don't
like
be frustrated.
class fantasy except like, you know, it could be like a top freezer. You could be the best freezer because you just know this and that, and spellbook swap here and get this tick. You
Mhm.
know, that's more the game sense we're talking about versus
Yep.
like a Awakened Vardorvis, whatever, or Leviathan no stun, noob type shit. So
Yeah, noob type, the goat.
all right, we got 2 more questions. Anything else with PVM? You want me to move on?
Nope. Good for now.
Just one more thing. No,
Yeah.
I'm good now. We're done.
You're done,
Okay.
buddy.
You're done, bud.
All right. Thank you again, Bucha, for that question. Obviously, you can tell we love that. Mikey asked, if you could replace all of RuneScape's music soundtracks with today's music, which artists would you have added? You can't pick an artist that remake OSRS soundtracks. That's the only rule. So
So no
if you had to
Alan
replace
Walker
the music, Alan
RuneScape
Walker.
crossover.
Yeah, no. You could do it, not Sea Shanty.
That's a hard question. This
I'll
is the
go
hardest
first. I'm gonna say Creed.
Creed.
Yep.
Oh my
Just
god.
a full
Okay.
full discography, some dad rock, divorced dad rock, Chambers, you're
Okay,
fighting Ulm
okay.
and Hire is playing in the background. I mean, that would be sick.
Oh, that would be kind of sick. That would hit at certain points of the game.
Mm-hmm. Heartless?
I don't know, maybe Ariana Grande or something.
Hell
Keep it,
yeah.
Okay.
keep it pop. No, I usually just listen to house music, so
Yeah.
um,
You could just say
that's
house
usually
music.
my vibe. But
Yeah,
dude,
a
just
house artist.
throw all like house style versions of the old school RuneScape tracks. That'd be pretty sick.
that would be sick.
Who's a house artist we should check out?
Poplo.
Do you know any?
I've been listening to this Colombian guy called Funk Tribute recently, and he's got some pretty nasty
Okay,
sets.
okay.
So he'd be my number one recommendation right now. He's a little bit lesser known as well.
Gotcha.
I've been listening to Piri and Tommy, Piri and Tommy. And it's like a chick and a dude who makes, I'm assuming the dude makes the beats, but the chick sings, and they're just, they got like some funk in them, but it's just some great house music. Like,
That's cool.
it's
That's
good
cool. Yeah, there's so many good house artists out there now. Like even like some of the older ones versus like some of the new age ones. There's just so many different artists. It's great.
Yeah.
It's a good time.
I've been listening to the same like 90 classic trance songs for like 20,000 hours. Full tism. Just can't switch it up. Just the same songs.
That's funny.
But Poplo, what was your choice?
I don't know. Okay, not artist specifically, but I mean, probably something like drum and bass or something. I think this game, you've talked about it before, Hoyt, just has such a flow state that like, I feel like drum and bass, you just lock in, you just go.
Hearts.
Yes.
Poplo hard style.
Not
Poplo.
necessarily
No,
hard style.
not
Maybe a
hard
little
style.
bit like when you're same thing in a raid, you know. Doom, 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 doom.
Yeah. I know many people who raid like Endgame and they love hard style. They love hard
There's a
style.
big overlap there, yeah.
Not for me, but I
Yeah, don't get
see
me
why
wrong.
they
I
It
like
just
enjoy
hurts
hard
my
style.
head.
Yeah, me too.
Little
It's not
Africa
chilling.
by Total
Yeah.
Hardstyle. Dude, I listened to
Oh
that.
my
I listened to
God.
that the other night. That was something.
Hell yeah.
Sometimes if you're ever like flowing through Twitch, you'll see some just absolute degenerate gamers with like 20 views, and they're just
The
slamming
RGB
hard
lights
style,
are going
no
crazy in
cam.
the background.
Oh,
no,
yeah, Rainbow
no
Party.
cam, nothing. They're just sending it.
Yep.
Yeah, it's pretty hilarious.
That's awesome. All right.
But hey, man.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Mikey, for that question. Hopefully we answered it well. Third and final question from A Fru Brews. What's your favorite fantasy world outside of RuneScape? Could be books, TV, games, or maybe an answer for each if you have one. And you'll want to go first?
Ooh.
Passionate
Oh,
about
I've got
It's
I
a
mean,
good
easy
question.
one for me is Pokemon. I mean,
Ooh.
through that.
Okay.
Played
yep.
that so much growing up, man. I just thought it'd be so
Did you play
sick.
the new game? Or do you have a Switch too?
No, I have not played since
Pokepedia, whatever. Pokepedia.
No, I don't think I've played since maybe Diamond and Pearl. No, it's been after. I
I
don't know.
haven't played since
Way back.
Pokemon Red, Blue.
I have a Pokemon Emerald on Advance.
Yeah.
And I have a complete Pokedex minus like Mew, I think, or something. But like I played Pokemon Coliseum on the GameCube to get Ho-Oh to
Oh,
trade
yeah.
it over. I like bought the
What'd
hardware
you
that
call
you
me?
need to hook up the GameCube, like put the cartridge in to trade them. Like I went hard, dude. I
Hell
think I've
yeah.
got everything on there except for like the one that you have to get from a live event or something in Japan. So
Holy
yeah, I went
That's
hard on
sick.
Emerald. If anyone wants to sponsor a live event for me in Japan, a trip to Japan, so I could finish my lifelong dream.
I was a Ruby guy. I grew up on Ruby.
Yeah.
So I didn't quite play as much as you, but I love that.
Oh yeah.
Heartless, what's your favorite fantasy world? Outside
Good. I mean,
RuneScape?
you can't go wrong with like the classics, like Lord of the Rings. I grew up
Damn it.
watching a lot of Doctor Who with my family, but I'll go for a little bit of an odd, not an odd one, but reading wise, I don't usually talk about books on here, but I do like reading, and I've been really liking Brandon Sanderson's books. He's like
yeah.
a pretty go-to fantasy guy. He's quite famous. I read the Mistborn series, which is 3 books. Very, very good. Would highly recommend to basically anyone who's interested in getting back into reading.
I listened to the first one of those at your recommendation, and I need to finish it.
And?
No, I liked it. I liked it a lot.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. Here's the thing about reading, is I imagine most people who listen to us, not everyone,
can read,
but a large majority is probably. Well, let me. Yeah, I'm not about to just insult the entire listener base. Don't you worry. I was gonna say, like, I'd imagine most of our listeners, not all, but quite a lot of them are men. That's like a majority of our listeners, and typically for men, reading is not. I'm not gonna say it's hard. Yeah, you can't. Hey, boys, we can't read. It's a struggle out here.
It's a woman's
we
job.
can read, but shut the fuck up, Hoyt. You're done. Oh my god, you guys are hijacking me. It's tough for men to read, and something happens between the teenage years, and then just men fall off with the reading. What, you? Yeah, you're going nuts. What, you better leave. That's not what I mean. It's tough to get the time. It's easy for reading to fall onto the wayside for men. That's what the stats show.
Oh, I see.
And I know for me, for many years, I didn't read, like probably from like 18 till 26 or so, and then I got back into it big time with the Mistborn series. So I would highly recommend. That's what I meant by my sentence. Wait, Jesus Christ.
Audiobooks.
But yeah, he's got tons of other good books too. Some of them are a little bit big, so they're not best for like a first read, but he tends to have some really good stuff. So would recommend Sanderson novels.
Does he do?
Out there who hasn't
Does he do Stormlight Archives? Is that?
Yeah, okay. Stormlight Archive is another one. Probably not like it's really good, but I probably wouldn't recommend it as like if you're just getting back into like, daily reading and stuff. It's pretty. It's a great book and like great characters, great world building.
Is this
He's
the
a really
author
good writer,
that
but slow as hell and
liked for Oathblade and Radiant? Do you know who that?
I think
author
so.
Is? Okay.
I think that it was like I'm pretty sure it was like a direct thing from that book.
Yeah, because he said he liked those books and read them. So yeah,
okay. They're really good. They're just like 1,000, 1,500 pages depending on which one. So
damn. That's wild.
So maybe not best if you're like just looking to get back into like consistently reading, but Mistborn is like a pretty easy read, so would recommend it.
Nice.
Yep.
All right.
That's it. And what about you, Poplo?
I already went.
Hoyt. Actually, I guess it's Hoyt's turn.
I'll go. So I got a couple that come to mind. Lord of the Rings was, the first one, but that one's gone, or Tolkien. However, I'll say Harry Potter. I wasn't big on it growing up. Like, I liked it. I was like a little too young to like really get into the books and read them. I could barely read. I still can barely read as a man.
Yeah, shut the fuck up, Hoyt.
No, I wasn't big into Harry Potter. It was like a little cringe for me because I was like part of that age group. And then like 3 or 4 years ago, my fiance and I just watched all the movies, like, in order, and they were amazing, dude. Like, I've been wanting to go back to it. And then I played Hogwarts Legacy, and I like Harry Potter. It's dope. And then Game of Thrones is a big one in that whole world. And then, you guys are gonna shoot me, but I'll say the Warcraft universe. From 2009 to 2019, all I did was just play Warcraft. So I love the story and characters, and it's been like retconned, and like a lot of crap is like gone bad with the modern stuff. But the first couple expansions and like games Blizzard put out with Warcraft are like just awesome. So,
dude, I 100% agree with that because I told you I played Hearthstone and I never played World of Warcraft. So the characters really resonated. They're so cool.
Yeah.
And in that game is like, because it's a card game, you mostly get to see the cool characters and the voice lines.
Yeah.
And when I went to play the game, like all I cared about was like seeing the lore and like seeing my favorite cards like come into characters, which was a very backwards experience, but super fun. So good shout.
Yeah, it's cool that you were able to still check it out. All right. That was our 3 questions. Thank you guys very much for your submissions. If you want to be a part of this, of course, join our Patreon, and you'll automatically be invited to a little chat section you can ask. Last but not least, we have our clan achievements. You thought we forgot, but we didn't. If you want to be a part of these, join our Discord in the link in the description. Post your achievements or drops to the appropriate channel. We do our best to pick out a few every week. This week, like we said, we recorded last couple of days ago, so we've only got a couple of days to go from. We'll get you guys caught up, don't worry. First off, this is a very, very new person to the podcast. Shoutouts, Mr. Pump. Got his sanguine dust at Tob after 171 hard modes. When will this man be stopped?
Luckiest man alive.
Yeah. So the
luckiest member of the entire clan.
The sanguine dust recolors the Tob pet, so you can turn it into the other bosses. Poplo, how many tops did it take you for your dust?
Oh, like 1956 or something.
Yeah.
Casual, like 10x plus how many he did. That's fine. He's counting.
Oh, man. All right. Poplo's outside your door, and he's got something in his hand.
He's got the dragon with Dragon Warhammer in his hand over your knees.
He's coming for you. I was messaging him, and he's like, he did say, he's like, dang it, I thought I was going to catch up to you in pets someday, and then just went on that tear like a couple weeks ago. He's like, it took the wind out of my sails, and I was like, well, now you got more time to do it. So now that you don't have to spend 400 hours going for your top dust. So,
oh yeah, no kidding.
He's never gonna catch me though.
All right. In the very same squad as Pump, Toddy got his sanguine ornament kit an hour later. So, I mean, they should have been in that group that night.
Best looking ornament kit in game.
Yes, by far.
Amazing.
It's awesome. So that one can be used to recolor the scythe, and that's it, right?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, that one's just the scythe.
Just the
Because
scythe.
the Ceredomin one is like the scythe, the sanguine, and the rapier. Right? That's it?
Not the sang. Oh, yeah. Yeah, you're right.
The
you're
Ceredomin one.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Everyone be nice. That's his name. Got the Vorky pet. Big GZ. I didn't see a KC there, but judging by the screenshot, probably a little earlier on. So, love to see it. I actually got the Vorky pet before my Vorkath head had 40 KC. So,
whoa.
This, yeah, I'm part of that club.
You love to
this
see
account started. Nice, yeah. And last but not least, we had someone new join the Discord named Ascubus, and just casually posted their untrimmed Slayer cape that they just got and said hi.
Untrimmed Slayer cape is amazing. Holy,
what a way to
that's
start.
a tough one. That's the hardest one to get, right?
Yes. You have to...
Now, what's the strategy behind that? Do you guys know?
Cannon, because Cannon just gives range XP, no health. So, for anyone who doesn't know, untrimmed Slayer cape means it's your first and only 99. Why is that hard? It's hard because you have to train your combats in order to get Slayer XP, so you have to mathematically figure out what tasks you can do with melee, what tasks you can do with a cannon, because you can't cannon everywhere. Some tasks you can't skip because you don't have points, and then you have your HP XP. HP is like a lot of the times people's first 99, they just get it on accident. So it's very difficult to do. You have to know what you're doing when you start the account, pretty much, for untrimmed Slayer. So
wait. Wait, he's got other 99s? Hold on.
Oh, he kept his... Yeah, you can keep your cape. There's a few ways. Mostly you drop it and telegrab it. But that's the other thing. You can...
Oh, so that was his first. I see. Okay.
He does have a trim one, though, so I don't know if he just got it or not. But either way, I don't like the idea of untrimmed Slayer cape because you can lose it at any point in time if you get a 99 and don't think about it. So there's a few ways you can save.
Right.
Basically, what happens is all of your capes are trimmed when you get your second 99, and then nobody will ever know you had the untrimmed. You know, it's just like a very temporary trophy. It's very fragile.
Oh, that's so cool.
So there's a few tricks that they've kept in the game. They haven't patched, and it's like you can drop the cape, get your 99, and telegrab it, or you can keep one in like Death's office. I think you can die with a bunch and then just reclaim it from him. But all of those are just way too high risk for me. Oh. So
that's
cool, though.
pretty sweet.
Yeah. And if you would like to join us in game in our clan, and you are above 1,800 total, join the clan RaidzBank, one word with a Z. So it's RAIDZ or ZBANK. You can join as a guest and then just ask for whatever mod is online to send you an invite. And yeah, that wraps it up for today. Is there anything else you guys want to talk about real quick?
Nope.
No, I don't think so. I think that's it.
All right. Well, thank you guys for listening. Thank you, gentlemen, for your time, and we will see you guys next week.
All right, see ya.
See ya.
Peace.